Welcome to BuySide Global. Today is June 18th. Usually, on a choppy day, a lot of traders stay away from trading. But if you have the right tools and right strategy, choppy days are the most, effective days for trading in terms of supply and demand. What I have here, NQ on this side, ES here. I'm not trading crude. That's why I'm just not focusing on crude right now, but this is ES level 2 streaming. It's very hard to trade on these actual numbers on the super DOM. That's why we created a liquidity zones indicator. What I'm watching here, the supply is getting broken almost. Like, look at this supply is held such a long time. Even you can see here on supply and demand indicators right there, you can see it's a confluence on how the supply zones are like matching exact price ranges on our supply demand trading signal system as well as liquidity zones. It's now you can see everything is broken. I think still last few left on the NQ side, but ES side everything is gone. Everything is gone. This is a great way to see. I wanted to see either it's going to pull back from there since it take out all the liquidity, or it's going to create a bias above this broken zone. That's what I want to take a look at, because there are only two options. This is a critical level right now, whether it's going to take the liquidity and come down, or take the liquidity and then run. So these are the two options. Either way, both ways is going to be a great trade. That's what I'm trying to wait for in terms of what happens after this. But I can see ES is pulling back, NQ is pulling back, like I can see everything there. But let's see, because there's next to liquidity zone for buyer is right there, right here. But from here to here, there are no buyers. There are few, but not much. Look at the seller side. That's not much either. So we have to wait and see. Anyway, while we are here, let me open up a little bit more about what happened since morning. Okay, since morning. Let's start with the. You can see the brightest liquidity zones on the sell side. That means sellers are like concentrated in every single price level on the top. Eventually what happened? The price is pushed down. Compared to the buyers in the morning, like 9 o'clock my time, there are no buyers right here. It's all sellers. It's like they are sellers at every single price point. You can see, as expected, price could not break through them, start pushing down. Eventually they broke the buyers here. They broke the bias here. Sellers are shifting their control from here. You can see from here, shifting the control here. Buyers are losing the ground, right? I think you can see the same thing in terms of same price line, 5558. Perfect confluence between two systems. This is why when you have liquidity zones, you can still trade even there is no signal. Right here there is no signal, but you can see how much sellers are stacked up, and then supply was controlled 1, 2, 3 times. That's a clear indication of price is controlled by the sellers at this point. But eventually you can see the buyers control here, it shifted down, buyers control here. Eventually this is one thing I wanted you to notice. Okay, market is reversing right here. I want you to notice, look at this. Sellers control here. Buyers losing control here, and then trying to take the control here. But now on the reverse side, you can see when the market was consolidating in this range, look what happened. Buyers are taking the control right there. What time? 10:36. What is 10:36 here? Right there. 10:36 right there. Buyers taking over again. I can see the buyers coming in on the liquidity zones, I can see it's a bounce on the demand zone, perfect confluence on that side. But I don't trade on ES in a long time. I used to trade ES before. But why I'm looking at ES when I'm not trading ES? But reason is I trade on NQ based on ES. I don't know how many of you trade those things, but it works perfectly, almost like every time there is a bias coming in. If I look at this, what is this? 1038, 1038, 1038. Look what happened. I have the trend lines, everything is broken. I can see the bias here also. Do you see this? It's not clarity in NQ, but the way you have to look at NQ is there are short-lived dots. This is short-lived, short-lived. Ignore those noise. Look at only the lines that are extended, extended, extended. Those are the real bias. When I see the bias taking over control here on ES, on a liquidity zone, on a supply and demand zone, and then on ES, same thing, sorry, NQ on same thing, and also the trend line was broken. I can see now the buyers are taking control. Look at that. Market from there went all the way. Where does it stop? Where does it stop? Exactly on the strongest supply we had this morning. Exactly same place it reversed. Okay, same place it reversed. It took that market stayed in that range almost from between those two range the whole day. Just now you can see buyers stepping the control from here to here to here to here, and what happened? The sellers are broken through. Now the control is, buyers control are here, sellers control are here. I think you can see, what is it, 5556, 5556. This is 206, and then this is 5563, 5563. What? Let me see, 5563 right there, 64 actually. You can see the 229, 200. I think the range is little bit shifted from this range, from here to here, here to here, here. Buyers are stepping in, buyers stepping in, stepping in. Now buyers control is right here, sellers control is right here. So you can see the same thing in terms of our trading system also shifting those controls right here. Okay, now we have the, when the shift happened from the buyers control from here, it shift happened from here. You can see the same shift happened here. Also same shift happened on the NQ on the supply and demand system here, right here. This is the greatest confidence you can have for your trades. Now, as I expected, just before, like when I started the video, I showed you the prices took out all the liquidity. Either it can reverse or go up. Look what happened. Look what happened. This is exactly how we can trade liquidity zones with supply and demand. When both systems agree or working in tandem, there is no other better confirmation for you for your trade. When it comes to shifting controls, always look for shifting controls. Market tend to go to liquidity. Institutional traders love liquidity. In the ISA liquidity, buyers are stepping in. They took out every single liquidity, destroyed everything. Now it's pulling back to the support. Most likely what's going to happen is going to come back close to this buyer and then go further long. That's what I expect. That is why I expect. Even I can see the same thing right here. Either it's going to bounce from here or bounce from here. Either one of those. But it took out all the liquidity. Most of the time, when look at supply and demand, we always say the supply is broken here. Remember that false breakouts? A lot of traders get trapped with the false breakouts. Look at this. This is the greatest example of false breakouts. When we say the longest supply right here, since morning, it was just broken. A lot of traders would have taken this trade right away. But critical reason is I need to look at the liquidity zones. When I see the liquidity zones, like even on ES, this is NQ, this is ES. Both liquidities are taken out, but I do not see buyers are coming above this critical level. Buyers stayed there. Buyer control stayed there. I don't see any buyers coming above this level to take even further. Instead, they stayed here. Sellers are pushing it down, right? I think this is the best way to trade in terms of do not trade with one system. Always look for confluences. Please do not trade without order flow, without level 2, without like a actual order blocks in the market right now. Past is past, right? I think if you trade just based on past candlesticks, moving averages, everything, it's going to give you the expectation, but it's not going to give you the actual reversals or movements, breakouts, what's about to happen. For that to know, you have to look at level 2. This is why very hard to look at level 2. That's why the liquidity zones is going to tell you the full story. Now the problem is the buyers stopped here. There are no buyers here. There are no buyers in this full gap. Same thing, I don't see any buyers in this full gap. Alright, so now sellers, you see this sellers re-establishing right here, re-establishing right here. That means this is a perfect trade for a short trade. That's what I was talking about. After this critical point, after the liquidity, you have to see after this line whether I see a green buyer's liquidity or a seller's liquidity. In this case, if the buyer's liquidity is shifting from here to here, it would have gone long, it should have gone further, but instead buyer stayed the control here, sellers are shifting down. You can see, start seeing that sellers are stepping in. Even here on NQ, sellers are stepping in. So ignore these short-lived lines, look for the long extended lines. Thank you for watching. Hope you learned something. My point, I wanted one more, whether you missed it or not, look at the levels, everything on ES. You can trade on NQ because NQ tend to have longer moves compared to how ES short moves. But anytime there is a supply demand or a signal on ES, it works greatly on NQ. Who can tell me why every signal, every supply demand on ES, it works on NQ? What is the relationship between ES and NQ? My God, look at this. When I started the video, we were here. I just told you market was going through all the liquidity. I want to see what's going to happen after taking out liquidity. Exactly as I expected. This is how you analyze the market, predicting the market, taking the small bet. Okay, taking the small bets. Hope you have understand what I'm trying to convey. If you have any questions or something that I did not make it little bit clarity, please reply back to us. info@buysideglobal.com. I'll be happy to add much further information. Look at that, keep dropping because there are no buyers here. Our buyers are right there, right here. So this is the perfect way in terms of, again, what I was looking for. The reason I started video immediately I saw the market going towards a liquidity, and then buyers control shifting from here to here to here. Eventually they broke. I want to see that this is the trade area, right? So if it is, see the buyers control here, then it's a long. If a seller's control here, it's short. Look exactly what I expected. It's even dropping further. It's dropping further. God. Okay, now if you look at the NQ, I should have stopped the video by now, but I want to see where it's going to reverse. This, I see the lowest point here, right here. On this side, there are no buyer support. Unless that new buyers are stepping in. I don't see anything in the buyer side. Nothing. You see this? I don't see anything in 200s. Everything in hundreds. Where is next 100? 1540. 1540 they are stepping in. Which is 1540? Right there. I think right here. What is this? 1544.75. 44.75. Right there. 44.75. right here. Even they are gone. 44.75 is also gone. Is gone. Okay, but it took out this liquidity. This is a huge run. I missed this trade just because I wanted to record the video to show you how it can go both ways, but this is a critical point. I'm glad I recorded it, because otherwise if I show the video after it happened, you won't believe me. I'm glad I showed the video when it's about to happen, because I was watching from here. The first liquidity taken out, second liquidity taken out, third liquidity taken out. Moment it about to take the last liquidity, I got to start the video to show you. I'm glad I did, able to show you the power of supply and demand with liquidity zones. It's a perfect combination for you today. Thank you so much.